Welcome to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 1, Lesson 11, and today we're looking at the small words that hold sentences together, conjunctions. A conjunction is a joiner, but not every joiner joins the same way. Some make two parts equal partners, and others make one part depend on the other. By the end of this lesson, you'll know all three kinds, and you'll be able to name them on sight. Let's get started. Let's begin with the basics. A conjunction is a word that joins. It links single words, longer phrases, or even whole clauses into one smooth sentence. Without conjunctions, we would be stuck writing short, choppy fragments forever. There are three kinds we will learn today: coordinating, correlative, and subordinating. And here's the idea to hold on to from the very start. The conjunction you choose does more than glue two parts together. The join itself tells your reader how those parts relate. Are they equal partners, or does one of them lean on the other? Let's start with the most common kind, the coordinating conjunction. A coordinating conjunction joins parts that are equal in grammatical rank: word to word, phrase to phrase, clause to clause. There are only 7 of them, and you can memorize the whole set at once. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Take the first letter of each one and you get fanboys. That is your complete list. The key idea here is balance. Whatever sits on the left of the conjunction has the same job as whatever sits on the right. And when you join two full clauses this way, both sides could stand on their own as sentences. Now, let's watch a coordinating conjunction actually do its work. Rosa sketched the bridge and painted the river. What is this joining there? Two verb phrases: sketched the bridge and painted the river. They are doing exactly the same job in the sentence, so they are equal partners. Now a bigger join. The sky darkened, yet the game continued. Here the word yet links two complete clauses. Cover one half, and the other still stands as a full sentence on its own. Notice the comma before yet, too. When a coordinating conjunction joins two full clauses, a comma comes first. The second kind never travels alone. Correlative conjunctions work in pairs. Two words split apart, framing the things they join. Here they are: both and, either or, neither nor, not only but also, and whether or. Like coordinating conjunctions, correlatives join parts of equal importance. The difference is that each one arrives with a partner. Listen to this. Neither the map nor the compass helped us. See how the pair wraps around the two nouns, one word standing in front of each? That is the signature of a correlative. And you must use both halves. Either on its own, with no or to follow it, leaves the sentence hanging. Now the third kind, and this one changes the balance completely. A subordinating conjunction begins a subordinate clause, a clause that cannot stand alone, and ties it to the main clause. Look at the common ones: after, although, as, because, before, if, and then since, though, unless, until, when, and while. Here is one at work. We waited by the gate until the ferry arrived. The main clause is we waited by the gate, and that is a complete thought. But until the ferry arrived? Say that piece by itself and you are left dangling. It needs the main clause to finish it. That one word, until, is what makes the clause depend. Let me put the two side by side, because this contrast is the heart of the lesson. First, the rain stopped, so we walked home. So is a coordinating conjunction, and both halves are equal in rank. The rain stopped is a sentence. We walked home is a sentence. Neither one is more important than the other. Now watch what happens when I swap in a subordinating conjunction. Because the rain stopped, we walked home. Suddenly, the first half cannot stand alone. Because the rain stopped is not a sentence. It is leaning on we walked home for support. Same two ideas, but the join changed the relationship. Coordinating conjunctions make partners. Subordinating conjunctions make one side lean on the other. Let's turn all of that into a quick check you can run on any conjunction you meet. Step 1. Is the word one of the fanboys? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so? Then it is coordinating. Step 2. Does it come with a partner, a second word waiting further along in the sentence? Then it is correlative. Step 3. Does it start a clause that could not survive on its own? Then it is subordinating. And behind all three questions, keep the big one in mind. Are the two parts equal partners, or is one of them leaning on the other? Answer that and you understand the whole sentence. Ready to practice? In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with one conjunction inside it. Your job is to name the kind: coordinating, correlative, or subordinating. Pause the video and decide before I reveal each answer. Marisol was tired, but she finished the essay. The joining word is but. Is it one of the fanboys? It is, and look what it links. Two clauses that could each stand alone as a sentence. So but here is coordinating. We stayed inside because the wind was fierce. The joining word is because. Try that clause on its own. Because the wind was fierce. It dangles. It cannot stand alone as a sentence. So because is subordinating. Neither the coach nor the players expected the win. Look for a partner word here. Neither shows up first, and nor follows right behind it. Two words working as a team means this one is correlative. For this second set, forget the labels for a moment and look at the relationship instead. In each sentence, are the two joined parts equal partners, or does one side depend on the other? Pause and decide before I answer. The lamp flickered and the room went dark. The joining word is and, one of the fanboys. Cover either half, and what is left is still a complete sentence. So these are equal partners. Kenji practiced daily until his solo was perfect. The joining word is until. Say until his solo was perfect all by itself, and it goes nowhere. It needs the main clause to hold it up. So one side depends on the other. Both the violin and the cello need tuning. Here we have a pair, both and, framing two nouns. Correlative conjunctions join things of equal importance, so these two nouns are equal partners. Let's gather it all up. Coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. The fanboys. Join words, phrases, or clauses of equal rank, and both sides carry the same weight. Correlative conjunctions do the same work, but they arrive in pairs. Both and, either or, neither nor, not only but also, whether or, and you must always use both halves. And subordinating conjunctions, words like because, although, until, and while, begin a clause that cannot stand alone. That clause depends on the main clause to complete it. Coordinating means equal partners. Subordinating means one side leaning on the other. That is Grammar Grade 10, Unit 1, Lesson 11. Nicely done, and I'll see you in the next one.